My Gavanen Melonin, and well met indeed. I'm Archery, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back to Divide and Conquer as we now start anew as the High Elves, which is what they have been renamed to. Our faction leader is High Lord Elrond. He's also been renamed. He's no longer Lore Master, but instead High Lord. The heir is Lord Elladan, and our capital has been moved to Mithlond, not to Imladris. You will note we've taken on the dark blue colour that Imladris used to have. These maps have been slightly updated now as well with a nicer border and obviously reflecting this, and they no longer show you a lighter version of the nations around you. They still do that odd flashing thing, which is annoying, but it's the only way to get the map to stay looking HD. But as you can see, they don't have like an off-colour covering of where everyone else is, because by now most people know where everyone else is. So the maps have slightly been updated as we're moving into, of course, version 4. This campaign we will play on very hard, as we always do. We'll manage all of our cities. We will not show the CPU moves, and we don't have a battle time limit in case any battles break. I heavily recommend you don't have a battle time limit. Or that you do have a battle time limit, sorry, because otherwise the AI can wig out, not attack you, and the battles last forever and you have to quit out. We're going to play the short campaign because I do not want to have to fight Mordor, which is the only difference between short and long, is that you have to defeat Mordor in the long one, whereas the short is just Isengard. Angmar, Moria, none of those matter, Isengard. The High Elves are all about saving the world from the greatest threats, and in the Third Age, the greatest threat, of course, is Sauron, which is why he's part of the long campaign, and to a lesser extent, Saruman in Isengard. So without any further ado, let's get into the campaign map. Now, I am going to read all of the messages that pop up at the beginning, so you'll have to bear with me on that. Welcome to Divide and Conquer. A very warm welcome to Divide and Conquer version 3. This is version 4, of course, now, and it won't be called the Cold North. The message has been prepared to brief you on the major changes between DaC and Third Age 3.2 to give some information on the core mechanics of this mod and the submod. I would ask you to take a few minutes to read through it. Recruitment is restricted by the barracks event. You will need town halls or castle halls in order to build units, train units in settlements. Characters can and will die of old age, but not until they reach at least 120, which is about 400 turns in for most. Many units get a visual change to their battle model when they're upgraded. Bodyguards have 77 units. There are no assassins or merchants. There's only diplomats and spies. Many factions have restricted to town or castle development, so not everyone gets the highest tier of towns or castles, so it's not a bug if you don't. Ignore the Balrog one that's been edited and reworked. Not very many factions get boats, that's correct. Elven units obviously slow replenishment. The Palantiri aren't used in the way they were before, you now just get bonuses from them. You get the last stand stack when you go below 3 settlements. The Balrog, again, ignore that. Rebel generals will start roaming around and attacking after about 15 turns. This screen lock button, you can turn off all the UI in a single click. Ta-da! As a general rule, the AI doesn't sell out in custom settlements with no gates engine limitation. There's no problems with cheating. Do it. I won't read that one because it's just a load of fluff about Linden, so if you want to have a read of that one, please do. It's just general background of Linden, Imladris, and the High Elves as a nation. So you do have a read of that if you want. But I will read these ones. So, gathering our forces. As the Eldar have resolved to stay and fight the growing shadow of Mordor, I must advise you, my lord, on the nature of our armies. The Lindar and Sindar make up the bulk of our forces here in Middle-earth, but their hearts long for waters at all times. They will only build their homes and mustering grounds in a region with a major water source. This is named rivers, lakes, and coasts. So, any river that's named on a map that you've seen of Lord of the Rings, a proper map. You'll be able to get them. They can be gotten in like 150 out of 190 regions or something. They're basically everywhere. The Noldor are our finest and most long-lived warriors. Many of them are veterans from the days of the Last Alliance, but they are few in number, and we have too few armories to outfit them. As such, we must reclaim Ost in Edhil before we can begin to muster the Noldor. Thereafter, they desire good stone or good earth, and will only build their barracks and homes in the hills, mountains, or grasslands. And finally, our greatest warriors, the Elder Rinwë, many of whom awoke at Cuavernon, will also fight with us. We can outfit a few companies from Imladris, but in order to muster them further afield, we must rebuild the Gwaith I Myrdain in Eregion. Rumour has it that despite it having been sacked by Sauron in the Second Age, the Master Smiths were able to hide countless weapons and armour pieces. Be also aware that should Imladris fall, then the Noldor and Eldarinwe will abandon the cause and begin to sail to Aman. Should Mithlond fall, then the Lindar and Sindar will likewise begin to depart for Aman. Hope would not be lost, however. If we are able to reclaim Mithlond or Imladris, then, after having lost either, then we may be able to convince our elven brethren to stay and fight. So that is the recruitment system and how it works for the High Elves now. And finally, you're going to be, this will make more sense in a minute when I show you our actual armies, the Lords of the Eldar. For many years now, Lord Elrond has sat in disquiet, fearing for the future of both Elves and Edain. Sauron controls Mordor, his Nazgûl hold the Dark Hill of Dol Guldur, orcs and goblins are frequently seen coming down from the Misty Mountains, and worst of all, Lord Saruman has made no contact for many years now. A general feeling of unease rests heavily on all lands, and the end, or the beginning, will come soon. Elrond, despite all his long-lived years, simply doesn't know enough of our enemy's strength, intentions, allies, or resources. And to that end, in 2970 of the Third Age, 10 years ago, Elrond sent the Lords Elladan and Elrohir to the Dunedain. They have spent the years since helping Aragorn's cause and gathering, is that spelled wrong? Yes, it is, information from the lands of Dunland to Angmar. They will return swiftly upon their father's summons. In addition, in 2975 of the Third Age, the mighty Lord Glorfindel was sent first to Gondor, and then on to Rhovanion, farthest to Rhûn and Mordor. We cannot say when he will return, and it would be impossible to locate him now. We must hope that when the need arises, the Lord of the House of the Golden Flower returns in glory. In the absence of the three, Gildor Inglorion has volunteered to lead our armies alongside Elrond and Círdan. Rumour also stirs that the famed smith Dornan Orston is rallying his craftsmen for war. If these rumours are true, then he and his warriors will take up arms if we can reclaim and rebuild the Gwaith I Myrdain. These are only rumours, but taking back our ancient forge should be our first goal, whatever the situation in the surrounding lands. And then the recruitment report, just explaining the barracks event. I won't read that one either. So there you go. So basically, we are the High Elves. We start with Forlond, Harlond, Mithlond, and Imladris. We do not start with, even though they are in the family tree, courtesy of my trickery and sneakery, Elladan and Elrohir both exist. They're married to people, but they're currently with the Dunedain, and they will not return till a little time later. Gildor Inglorion is also part of our tree, married to a fake daughter of Elrond called Almarie. Gildor starts in this little section here, and he's purposefully put there because you can decide whether or not you want to take him west or whether you want to take him east. The choice is yours. Elrond starts in Imladris with 2 units of Lindar bowmen and some Amanyar swordmasters. The Amanyar are Noldor, the Lindar are of course Lindar. And in Mithlond you get Lindar bowmen as well and Lindar guards, with Forlond and Harlond having a unit of long spears, mariners, and bowmen as well. So you don't get too many troops at the start here. We do get some boats as well, the Numeramar, which obviously boats have been reworked, and now elven boats are the very best in the game. No one beats us. So an elven boat is better than any other boat, and an elven ship is better than any other ship. So if you ever come across anyone on the waters, the Palaran is now the best naval vessel, bar none. It will beat every other vessel one-on-one. So we've made that a thing. And so as I say, Elladan and Elrohir are gone. They'll come back later. Glorfindel is gone. He will come back later. And if we successfully take Ostin Ethil and rebuild the Gwaith I Myrdain, then maybe everyone's favourite general, Dornan Orston, may also return to us. But first things first, I've read so many reports about how this campaign plays out for our beta testers, and I'm going to do my utmost to not be annihilated almost immediately. And I think the best way we're going to go about doing that is we want an armory there, definitely. Oh, hang on, actually, no, that only takes 2 turns. Let's get the builders' halls laid down first so that all our buildings are cheaper. And then we're going to go for economy, because elves are bloody expensive. Gildor Inglorion, you are going to go east. So get over there, sharpish. Do we have a diplomat? No, we do not. Ah, there's our new unique captain image as well for you all to see, courtesy of Naras is the submod. Naras is the submod. Now, something else that I did just want to show you that's being piloted with the High Elves, and I welcome your opinion on, is the introduction of this little feature in the green book of the capitals of each faction. And it is at the bottom here. So green books are going to look like this, and they break down what each region actually has. So you know, if your units train faster in Grassland and you were to take over Linden, you'd be looking at Western and Eastern Numeriador and the Grey Havens. Or not even Western, sorry. Eastern Numeriador and the Grey Havens, where you would train fastest. That's being rolled out. But something else that's being added to the green books of the capitals is the High Elves faction info. So there's this one in Linden, the Ered Luin one would tell you about Ered Luin, and so on and so forth. And it just gives you a little bit of a breakdown of what you can expect with the factions. So, the High Elves, we have no preferred terrain. Terrain means nothing to us, except that our barracks are restricted in that the Noldor can only be built in hills, mountains, and grassland. So we can't get Noldor in forests. So they don't prefer grassland, mountains, or hills. They simply do not train from forests. And the Lindar will only train on coasts and rivers. But otherwise, there's no breakdown within them as to which terrain is which. So that's our recruitment, and then it also then just details the scripts that you can expect to see for that faction. My question to you is, because this has been requested an awful lot, so it absolutely will stay, and I've put it at the bottom purposefully so that people who don't want to ruin scripts from factions, you can just simply not scroll down and it won't be ruined. You only have to go to the bottom there. You're not forced to scroll past it. But would you like the script one to really detail exactly what needs to be done, or are you happy with it just naming the scripts that are within that faction? So that's the feedback I would look for. But these troops aren't currently free, neither are these. So which one of you is cheaper? The long spears by a little way.
Elven warriors.
Get in that ship.
Ready.
Ships ready!
Cannot sail
You can't train me anything at the moment anyway, because you don't have a barracks here. So long spears, you're coming out. Link up with the forces in Harlond. Which one did I say was cheaper? The long spears.
Come on.
Just get over there. And Mithlond.
We can go no further.
Oh, we didn't have a general actually. I probably should have sent Gildor left. West.
Onward. Elven warriors.
Each move out over to there.
Ships ready.
We do lose money unfortunately at the start.
No further. Elves.
That's not the end of the world, is it? See, with these are free, except for Elrond, because of course he has his special unique bodyguard, and they can never be trained, so they're never free. Is there a fort somewhere around here we can use? I'm not sure there is. Get the Dunedain back to him. Ladris, free upkeep on those. Losing a little bit less money now. Once that army's assembled, we will push out, but we will get these builders' halls up first. So, everybody hold your breath.
Follow me.
No, I'll tell you what, Gildor, do go west. Do go west. My plan is to mop up as many rebel provinces in the west as we possibly can, because Enedwaith are no threat to us. Bree are allied to us. Oh, I should have showed you that, shouldn't I? Diplomacy. We're allied to the Northern Dunedain, to the Bree land. We're at war with the Goblins of Moria, the remnants of Angmar, and the rebels. But, everybody hold your breath. We are making sure that our turns will be nice and swift, which I've never really had slow turns now for a very long time. I think that odd little bug, while some computers still have it, for most it's gone, and indeed for us it's fine here as well. The turns take about 30 seconds to tick through if you've never played Divide and Conquer. No, actually that's a lie. They're about 20 seconds at the start of the game. The very first one is always about 30 to 40 seconds because a lot of scripts run in the first turn. But all of the ones after that, normally about 20 to 30 seconds, and then by the late game they might be up to about 40. Which isn't too bad, I don't think, given how much has been thrown in and added. I'll take those as well, actually. Undertowers doesn't need very much in the way of defence when we get to it.
Elves.
You've reached Bree. This settlement in Eriador was established in the Third Age and is currently inhabited by men and hobbits. And the Shire reached. You've reached the Shire, a peaceful part of Eriador which is almost exclusively inhabited by hobbits and largely removed from the goings-on in the rest of Middle-earth. From the reports from our beta testers, beta, however you wish to say it, we are going to be attacked by the Goblins of Moria, an awful bloody lot, and we've got to get ready to handle their onslaughts. But I think one of our best ways of ensuring economic upgrowth in these two is to build a barracks, actually, so that we get free upkeep. Because that's very frustrating that we don't currently get free upkeep. Oh, I should have said as well, some of you may have just picked up on that bug. Linden didn't get free upkeep at turn 1 with its forces,
My lord.
but it does at turn 2 because of the way the script works. So the script obviously is that if we lose Mythlond, we're no longer able to train Lindar units, and the game needs one turn just to check that you actually own Mythlond, which is a bit of a joke. But so it means for the very, very first turn, you won't get free upkeep in Mythlond with your units, even though you can train them, so you should get free upkeep. But you do eventually.
My lord. Elves.
Right, we want Undertowers. We're not really rushing anyone to Buzzardom. Enidwythe will not go for Southern Eredluin, so we've got all the time in the world. We've got a highly elite elven force. Isengard and Rohan have gone to war, and all of our builders have been completed, but we don't have very much money now. Because I just queued up all those units tonight. But to be honest, I would like to again go for the next set of builder halls. This army here is going to take Zagkala. Oh no, they've emptied the garrison of Zagkala. We won't need Dundine scouts in Zagkala, so we'll take the lot.
Scout the area.
Engage!
Give me that, please. Thank you kindly. And you fellows, Undertowers shall be ours. The blue banner of the High Elves will cover all the lands of the Free Peoples by the time we are done. Mark my words. But we don't want to sit on our... Oh, we're losing money, so do use this as an opportunity to build buildings that will give us money. You two get those, yeah. You're not going to be able to train them. And the turn again. Just keep our eye on the ticker as it goes past to work out how long we think these damn it dwarves.
We have a word for you.
Go on then.
Pleasure, noble sire.
Some of the keen-eyed amongst you as well at the very, very beginning when I was at the main menu may have noticed a badge that is not present in your own games, and it's just ticked past there. And that is that we've enabled, for our testing, we enabled the Papal faction to be played. So you can play as the Dark Lord of Mordor, which is the name of the faction, in this game. But you can play as them because
There they are.
we've allowed it so that we can do it for our testing. Because the Dark Lord of Mordor owns Forodwaith, the province just up here. And so it means that you don't affect the world, so you can see how the AI all fights against each other, and then we use it for testing. Right, we'll get Undertowers. That will give us just a little bit more money, but Zagkala will probably help us swim in money. It does now have a gate, so we're going to need to get a gate. Oh no, BBC! No, come on! Oh, damn it. That's all we can do for now. We'll end the turn again. Gildor will get to Undertowers. They might rise up and attack us, actually, and if they do, then bloody well bring it on. My crying out in despair is because I'm recording this on Saturday afternoon, and as we speak, Wolverhampton Wanderers have just scored their second goal against Watford Football Club. We're not doing very well this year. Right, we are first tested. We've got 2 units of Lindar Bowmen, or 3 units in fact. We've got 3 Dunedain Wardens, Lindar Guards, Amanyar Swordmasters, and High Lord Elrond. High Lord. Who of course comes with Gil-galad's company, an absolutely formidable unit that we should smash Captain Thruck with, or whatever he's called. Thuk. And Chieftain Agilrog stands alone. You will note that Moria, their elite units, get the very maximum number of units, 253. The Archers slightly less, but it's going to be a tough one, but we'll give it a damn good go. I don't think I'm going to need that many. We could probably delete that one. And delete that one. In fact, I do like to delete them all, actually. We'll make new saves. Those are all the Candish ones. That's Can going before your very eyes. Battle, always save before battles. The game is almost... is quite bug-free now, but there is always 1 or 2 bugs that might crop up. It's going to crash now that I've said that, isn't it? Almost certainly. Hey, no it didn't. I've also made sure that axe throwers won't crash the game. I've made the change that's necessary for that. Right, Agilrog is going to come in from behind us, because he is over there in Zagkala, down at the end of that gorge. And of course, the other guy's coming down over there. But we've got this absolute gift of a hill just here, which we are going to sit atop with our long-range units. And I'll get up close in a moment and I'll show you our long-range units. Let's put Elrond right at the top there. Oh, hang on. Ah, there he is.
We must stand as one.
Because this unit is unique to Elrond, it is allowed to have his voice, and there is Elrond in his famous hobbit armor.
We are called together at this dark hour.
If we give Gil-galad's company to Elladan and Elrohir, then unfortunately Elrond's voice will go, because otherwise it will be rather jarring if when you click on that unit, you click on Elladan or you click on Elrohir and then Elrond starts talking at you. That won't be that great, will it? So, but we don't have plans to give that bodyguard to them. We want it to be Elrond's. Right, start the battle.
The enemy are bringing in reinforcements.
They're away over there as expected. They won't be able to climb this. They'll be coming around that side there where our Dunedain are currently lying in ambush because they can hide anywhere.
We'll protect these lands.
Yes, damn right you will.
Our homes must be defended.
And there's our Lindar guards looking absolutely resplendent. Men and women stand together in defense of Linden. And they're the Noldor, the first Noldor battalion, the Amanyar Sword Masters. I can tell you what a Manyar is. Amongst the Elves of Imladris and Linden are descendants of the Eldar of Valinor that made the journey back to Middle-earth in the First Age, either as followers of Fëanor or of their own volition, such as Galadriel. When these elves lived in Aman, they mingled with the Valar and learned much from them. From Tulkas, the physically strongest of the Valar, they learned of strength and might, and some elves developed an almost fanatical devotion to Tulkas and to battle. When they made the journey back to Middle-earth forsaken by the Valar, they banded together to form the simply named Amanyar Sword Masters, for they carried Tulkas' teachings and spirit with them and felt there were none better with a sword than themselves. Now, thousands of years later, the Order lives on, and the same teachings are passed on to new warriors. In battle, they favour speed and might over defensive tactics and wear light armour but wield ferocious two-handed swords. Over time, their numbers have dwindled, and they have refined their tactics to act as swift but brutal warriors. The Swordmasters' numbers are few, but they will ensure the teachings of Tulkas live on, and they all come to respect the mighty Valian Lord. They have a movement speed of 110%. They run a bit faster. You will note that almost all of the elves have a movement speed faster than almost anything else in the game, because the elves are just faster. There's our enemy over there. There's the Taskmasters, absolutely vital unit for Moria. The Taskmasters keep the morale of everyone high. And Agilrog has bugged out, so that's going to be an interesting one. He's not entered the battlefield, so I don't know if we're going to be able to kill him. But here's the main force. The goblin hordes come. Elite though they might be for goblins, they are naught but trash when compared to the might of the Eldar. Gil-galad's company. How many arrows does Gil-galad's company have? 38. Right, so you've got 38 volleys. They're lining up. Take it off at time 6. Rest elite. Are we ready? Let's go back to time 6 so that we don't actually have to wait as long. Oh, there we are. No, that was nothing. There we are. It doesn't like to be at time 6 when you fire arrows. Oh, headshot. Well done, sir. Damn fine archery. Give us another one. I should let you know. I mean, I don't need to, but I can let you know that the Gil-galad's company, I believe, is actually the most accurate unit in the game. So almost every single one of these 38 shots is going to be landing and slaughtering whatever they find at the bottom of that hill. But we should probably target units a bit more strategically. Oh no, you take out those Warg Riders. You go for the Warg Riders as well. You hit those heavy goblin archers. There's another unit of archers down there, isn't there? No, but both go for them. 4% of the enemy has already died.
Watch for the
As the might of the Lindar fires down to the base of the hill. Oh, Wargs are dying by the dozens. It's not dozens. Few at a time. We want the Wargs to go because they can be a right pain in the neck if you leave them unchecked. Look at this. What is going on down here? As they near our line, our Dunedain will step forth from the shadows and cause, I should imagine, some disquiet amongst our enemy. They shall be displeased and dismayed to see the Dunedain suddenly stand from nothing. And there it is. Well, what is that? Oh, of course, they have those stupid morale dampening arrows, don't they? You can see them in full effect there. The Dunedain already wavering after just taking a few bolts of these poisoned arrows. They're not actually very damaging, as you can see, but they do hit your morale, and they do work exactly as intended. Even our Lindar bowmen are starting to become shaken. Hit some of those bigger units down the bottom there that you can really fire at. Keep up the fire. Keep up the fire. Oh. And they're interesting though that they are shooting their arrows at us, but they are sort of wasting them at the moment. But the reason you'll be wondering, you're looking at this thinking, Gallo, why is the enemy not actually attacking you? And the answer is because Agilrogue is trapped and they don't know what to do. So we shall assist them. Right, you guys pull back. We got our next unit to move up there. Those Dunedain are doing alright. Oh, the enemy captain's gone.
Without him, his troops will lose their will to fight.
Let's get these guys down the hill. The Dwarf Riders are shaken. The archers have almost spent all their ammunition. Gilgalad's company continues to fire. We've got routing units down in the valley. The enemy is taking a pounding. Both of you, tag team these. And the lines meet. The thunder and roar of battle is joined. There are so many per battalion, it's such a pain. That breakdown. That unit down there, unfortunately, has been caught a little out. We need to send troops down the hill to support. Archers, you're to call to war. Into positions. We are, of course, high elves. Even our archers are formidable melee forces. We use that to our advantage, as many of the units down in the valley are breaking. Goblin band trying to tag team us, go with there. You guys cut to the left. Ah, no, you can assist there. And they're routing, and Lindar bowmen, come down. You guys, the battle in the valley is won.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their battle. Seems
Get
to be
everyone
swinging
involved.
in our favour. From such tidings does victory emerge.
It's not only swinging in our favour, it is basically over. Something is still fighting though. The Taskmasters. Only 35 of them left. So we could really do with cavalry, couldn't we? It was one turn away.
The enemy army flees
Let's just take
the
it
enemy are
there.
utterly
Oh,
vanquished.
so many dead.
This is a great victory, worthy of only the mightiest of generals.
Oh, one of the bowman units only got 152. Disappointing. 108 casualties for the Dunedain Wardens, they only got 14 back. So almost all of our deaths were centred on the Dunedain, and they took that hit like the men and brave soldiers they are. It should be noted that, given the strength and skill and supremacy of Elven units, even though the Dunedain are really quality units, they are our trash. So, not that you should play the High Elves with the trash mentality at all. But just as it happens, they are our equivalent of trash. So we can be a little brazen with them, and it doesn't matter. Oh look, they did not rise up, and for some reason we can't merge.
Scout the area.
Why can't you move there?
Scout the area.
Follow me.
Yes, my lord.
There's the target.
Have your weapons ready, elves.
Engage!
Oh, because he can't get one tier closer. Now we've wasted a damn turn.
Assail them!
Whoops.
Engage!
Oh, the goblins of Moria just like us. No
Ships
surprises
ready.
there. I don't really need these ships. I don't have any naval plans whatsoever. And it's not. We're a long time off from the Ardenheim event. So you're just wasting money for me, really. So get rid of them. We're losing 1,500 a turn.
My brothers.
But we now have Zag Kala. And we can't use that, so we get rid of that. We can use the other things. The Misty Mountains. You can see this one has not yet been updated, so it only shows one terrain listing. Merge our units, and let's keep going. Keep up the pressure. Leave 39 of them. Will it like us? No, it will hate us. It will absolutely loathe us. So
Swiftly.
do it that way instead.
This is the way.
I really don't want a cavalry unit to be based,
Follow me.
to be guarding Imladris. So send a Dunedain unit again.
Onward, sire.
We don't have any money, so can't build watchtowers.
The elves.
But we'll keep up the pressure. Another end turn. I'm informed, because I've got on my second screen Discord, that I have actually made a mistake with the barracks of Imladris, and it may be indeed that you can build 2 of them, which is an error if that is the case. So I can just have a look, and I can delete one if that has been indeed what's happened. Yes, Teleri Barracks, Teleri Barracks. Public order bonus due to Lord 10%. I'm assuming that's the castle one. No, because that one was built afterwards, so that's the castle one. So let's destroy that one. And yes, we can't build it again. I know the reason why that did that, and it's disappointing.
I'm gonna stick you.
Where's those cavalry archers? Ah, no, we can't have a crappy little goblin army threatening us. No, bugger off.
Elven warriors.
There we go. Get them back. Free upkeep. We're still losing money. That's not a problem.
Take it for the elves.
Oh, Zagkala makes like no money. Come on, Zagkala, come on. You're not even paying for the upkeep of the Guardian unit. Oh, just about. 25 gold coins it's making us.
Elves.
Assail them. Lay it to ruins.
It only lasts 2 turns, but then we're losing a lot of money. Let's just go for it.
Take it for the elves.
Captain Edmund, there he is. That's the new Breland captain icon. And we are 2-1 in favour of us. They've got a couple of archers, but they're not high elven archers.
Wipe the blight from this land.
Wipe them out. Undertowers will be elven again. Undertowers is no longer restricted. You may have watched the recent developer diary, which means once we capture it, we can upgrade it in the future. And there indeed are the famed towers. Now, when it upgrades, though, those towers will disappear from the battle map. But I think, anyway, I'm not 100% sure on that, actually. But anyway, this is Undertowers, and it's got a nice little elven tower there itself. But soon it'll be upgraded, and this will not look like this any longer. So let's put you in wide mode, because as I say, they have got archers of their own. Archers will go that way. Take Gildor with you. Gildor does not have arrows. He is a unit of Calaquendi Lords, our standard bodyguard unit, and they are just sword and shield, very much like Mithlond nobles. But we will flank the boogers. There's no reason not to. And we've got our mariners, who are javelin throwers.
This is the way.
This is the way. And they look damned fine, don't they? Look at the quality of that unit. Oh, you could be playing a game 10 years later than Medieval II. And then finally the long spears, who now finally can be recruited. In version 3 there was a bug and they couldn't be, although there was a hotfix release for that on Discord. Some people got it, many people missed it. It's still there right now, actually. You can get it even now. But they're available now, and they work.
Be quick. Evil has spread across these lands.
Evil has spread across these lands. Right, get the javelin throwers to go up there. Get the long spears, if we can, to plug that gap. Can you do that? No, you cannot do that. That is where you can go. Oh, yes, of course, that road just goes over there, doesn't it? Ugh, cities. I was watching Legend of Total War play a Warhammer battle just this morning, actually. And I envied massively the pathfinding in Warhammer 2. You can place units in towns and it does not make you want to gouge your own eyes out. It's an absolute blessing. Anyway, watch as our archers decimate their archers. Oh, they're moving bandits out to meet us. Go on, javelins. Oh dear, the mariners are taking a pounding. Get behind that house. Pull them out. 110 hunters, 126. We've not killed very many hunters.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Run forward. Get him in the front there. We're losing almost all the mariners. Crime and Netleys. They're going down fast. Not suited at all for the consistent arrow fire. But then woodland hunters are a very good archer unit. Obviously, as I was joking at the beginning, they're not as good as high elven archers, but they're a damned fine archer unit, and we should not underestimate them. And we should try and take them out of this battle as fast as possible. They've got sellswords in here, so place your bets. Is Gildor Inglorian going to die in the very first episode? My money is probably on yes. Well, we've made it to the front. We've done Light of Elbreth, whatever that does. How are you guys slogging through the village lanes? Spears down. Press in on them. You guys pull back. Let the long spears do it. Or actually pull back. Also an option. Some javelins throwing into those sellswords, but they're now moving in on our forces. I would like a couple of arrows on these sellswords while you've still got them.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Can you just sneak around the side there? Go on, just sneak around the side. Yes, nice. Now javelins from the side.
Good tidings.
Yes, the enemy general's down. Keep it up, keep it up. Perfect. Now go and shut them down. The mariners are dual wielders when they finish with their javelins. It is really disappointing how many have died to the woodland hunter arrow storm. Right, you guys can punch back in and support those long spears. I'm not too concerned if we take losses, I have to say. Our units are so expensive, and Linden is a very safe area. So, any loss really is just extra money. The blue capes of Linden swarm the town square, as the hobbits cowering in their holes behind
our men have taken control of the city.
look forward to the coming of peace and prosperity in their land as the High Elves free them from the tyranny and savage lifestyle that has been imposed upon them by these human bandits, who now all go down. How many did we end up losing in this?
We awed by the
38%.
victory we have won here today.
251. We killed all 740, but still, it's an awful lot of deaths, isn't it? I should probably try to play a little better than I normally do in an attempt to show off the campaign a bit more, so that we actually live long enough to see our elites. That is my goal. I do actually want to win the short victory conditions this time, and I think it's eminently plausible and doable. We just need to defeat Isengard. I think we can do that. And that is our goal. We will actually go for that. But I would also like to actually get our elite units into the field. So that is also a goal. And there's the building showing we can get that. Right, so merge together, leave what you can. The Mariners weren't very good, were they? So leave those guys. And press on. Undertowers hates us because it is not Elven. Oh, that was the one thing I was going to do that I knew there was something else I was going to do, and I've forgotten.
Elven warriors, elves.
Allies: Woodland Realm and Anduin Vale, Dunland and Bree have declared a truce. Damn it! But we got our 2 grain exchanges, and with some deaths, we are actually slightly making money.
Sire.
Where's that diplomat? We need to send him to Khazad-dûm, don't we? Khazad-dûm is a very, very long way away. I'm not going to be able to do that in the turns you want.
Impossible.
And I know I'm not. He's not going to be able to get past the other one.
By the light of Elbereth.
Anywho, I believe we're at an end turn.
Follow me. Scout the area.
Once we get Buzzard-Rim, we'll get some more money.
By the light of Elbereth.
And then Brunos will follow shortly after that. Now, what I am going to do is record 2 episodes back to back. So all of your comments to the first episode I will not see until I have recorded the second episode. I know that some people don't really like it when I do that, but I always like to do the first 2 episodes back to back so that you get a real feel and you can really set the stage so that when I come to do the next recording, I have a kind of idea of what's going on. So that's the plan. Oh, Orcabal comes. Orcabal brings comes foolishly. They've got Goblin Town as well. We do have to watch out for that. They can come around the north.
Have a taste of my blade.
It's got a lot of wargs.
By the light of Elbereth.
But we've now got some Dunedain scouts.
Elves. Scout the area.
And we'll soon have Buzz-Radum. Oh, Undertowers likes us a bit more.
Yes, my lord. Come on.
You guys get down there. Some rebels. What's this? Get out of our region. And look at this guy.
I will only address you in battle.
Bloody bandits. Bloody pirates! Right. Do press onto
Scout
Orcabal.
the area.
We shall march toward Orcabal and we shall
Like the
say,
wind.
come on then! Is the plan. But for now, I think that's going to wrap up the first episode. Lots of talking, I'm afraid, because I wanted to get all those messages explained and said and talked about and blah, 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 blah.
I shall continue
And we've had a
tomorrow.
couple of battles, haven't we? It's been slightly longer than normal. It's about 40 minutes or so closing in on, isn't it? So I think that is going to conclude this first one. No. I tell you what, we'll go on another turn or two, see what Orcabal does, and then we'll end it. But I was going to remember to raise the culture in the lands of Eriador so the elves have an easier time when they take places. Because for a very long time, Imladris and Mithlond are the only places you can train troops. But then it's kind of sort of supposed to be a bit like that. Right, here we go again. Let's test the power of the elves. Orcabal brings 2,000. Trash. Not too bad. Trash. Middle, and then cavalry, which is very situational. And Orcabal himself comes with orc bodyguards. I think,
Put an end to this evil.
and I know I'm biased because not biased, but I'm resolutely optimistic. I think we're going to win this. I think it's going to be a crushing defeat for the orcs, and they're going to be laughed off the battlefield. But first, let's choose somewhere to go and stand. That hill over there will have to do. Yeah, that's a nice little hill, isn't it? It's going to be a while till they get to us, so everyone just come and stand here and we'll just set up while they walk. That's a better idea. Stay on guard. Right, one of you go like that. One of you go like that. And one of you go across the back like that. We don't have enough troops to build an actual line, so instead we will just sort of cover the frontier, and hopefully there won't be any gaps. Oh no, there are going to be gaps. Hopefully the AI will focus on our 3 points. I don't really want to use the scouts to go out and hit the enemy. I think I'd like to use that as a cover on that side, and they can fire arrows while they're there. So. Right. Everybody ready? They come. And our Dunedain are hidden again, but the AI probably remembers where they went when they hid, so they know where they are. Is what I'm getting at. There's their that's their crossbow one. We've got to deal with that. It's the only unit I'm really afraid of, if I'm honest. The thud and the thump of the pad of the paws of the wargs creates quite a racket. And then there's the trash. But at least this time they're actually going to attack us. They're not going to wig out again because their chieftain's trapped somewhere. It's taskmasters. They have the ability to howl, which gives morale boosting to all of their forces, but their mere presence on the battlefield boosts the morale of all of their forces. But our enemy has met our line. And dear, oh dear, those snagger skirmishers have no defense against arrows. They go down hard, don't they? But we don't want 150 javelins to the face. Bugger. Ah, yes. Turn them away just the right moment. Well damn done, sir. The horns of Imladris sound across the plain, and the orcs and goblins flee in terror. Right, scouts, get you over this side. You're going to shut down that warg unit, which is sort of not sure what it wants to do, but at the minute I can't have it doing anything, so shut it down. Right, Amanya, target practice today, please. Oh, nice. Sweep the leg, move in there and hack him in two. Well played, Elf. Right, our left-hand border is completely open. You're going to get hit. I've got no answer to that. You are going to get hit. But you are nice and wide. Oh, damn. Just as they then do that. If you break, I will flip this desk. I don't know what Power of the Eldar does. We need to read their body, their bios and see what they actually do. Oh, look, they even have a Dunedain banner. That's so cool. The Dunedain and the Elves standing together in the plains outside of the Misty Mountains. Right, scouts, when you're done, we could probably move you over now. There's a huge target over there that just wants to be charged in the back. Gilgalad's company. I know you're excellent archers, but there's not many of you, and you're even better melee warriors, so get over there. Oh, no, 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 don't withdraw. Stop what you're doing. Gilgalad's company. Hit the Warg Riders. You're pulling out over there. Who's that coming? Oh, that's Orcabal. Orcabal is coming. Our Dunedain have survived. They're doing all right-ish. Right, get the scouts down. Elrond's charging in. They're two-handed swords at the ready. Scouts. Now turn and hit them. And don't bother shooting while you're charging. Just get the swords out. Or just shoot. No, that's fine. That's fine. Just shoot. Entire orc backline drops. And there we are. Scouting. Scouting? Routing. Alright, where's the general? Because those wargs aren't really a threat anymore. Those ones are... The wargs are peppering us annoyingly, though. Right, get back over here and hit Orcabal.
Only half the enemy force remains.
Nice. Go again. Nice. Do feel free to fire at will. Come again. The Amanya are holding the line, but they need this unit to damn well break. Elrond, kill Orcabal. Only 7 are left. Gilgalad's company has carved him. Let's just show you. Gilgalad's company are insane. 21 melee attack. For comparison, our Amanyar Swordmasters have 17, but they're an elite heavy unit. Dunedain have 7. Our Lindar Bowmen have 7. Our Dunedain Scouts have 6. If we check out that heavy Goblin Infantry, they have 7. So they have 21. Just to give you that. They have 11 missile, one of the best missiles, and they have a defense of 34. Almost 3 times as good as the heavy Goblin Infantry, or just over 2 times actually. They are machines of war, and they will decimate anything they come into contact with. They also have, as I'm sure many of you will know by now, the unstaggerable trait, or relentless as it's called, which means they can be hit over and over and over and over and over again, and they will never stagger. They will always fight back. They cannot be surrounded, if you will. Well, they can't be stun locked. They can still be surrounded and outnumbered, but they can't be stun locked. So that's working in their favour as well. All of the wargs have either fled or died. The Taskmasters are doing as I say. They're chanting to give everyone more morale. Oh no. No, the game has ended and we lost 2-0. I think Watford might be going down this season. Which I say through gritted teeth, really. Right, come on, kill Orcabal and then this is over. If you could kill him right now before that.
Almost good tidings.
Yes!
The enemy general lies dead.
He's gone.
For the
Right,
moment,
come and
the
get these
fortune
ones.
of battle goes our way.
Swamp them and they'll
It
run.
remains as such. The battle is very much in our favour.
There we are.
Victory will be ours.
Oh, we shouldn't leave it in time 6 and do nothing like that. We need to get in there and support our Amania Swordmasters.
The enemy army.
Yes, continue. Capture as much as we
Pursue and
can.
run them down.
Don't want anything getting away this time. Particularly those Taskmasters, actually. Go and get them. Go and get them. Nice. Snag of skirmishers, I'm not too worried about. Some heavy goblin archers there, you can get them. But I think it's over.
The enemy are
337,
utterly
1,957.
This is a great
Dude,
victory,
scouts.
worthy of only the
600!
mightiest of generals.
Oh my word, I've never seen that before. When a cavalry unit gets above sort of 300 kills, it is almost certain that it's going to be the top spot, the golden sword. But in this instance, a ground infantry unit has killed 600 goblins on its own. Oh, they are literal trash. But, as our beta testers did say, I can see how it would get very samey if you were fighting them over and over and over and over and over, which is why what I'm going for here is for want of a better word, well, not really, it means exactly what it says. We're blitzkrieging the bastards. We're going to push, we're going to take as many of their towns as quickly as possible, and we're going to entrap them in their own crappy, ruinous provinces.
Scatter them. Put them down. Keep
But
them
we
off
won't take
balance.
Brunos straight. Oh, we might as well. Look, he's got nothing.
By the light of Elbereth.
Skolg. Hello, Skolg. You're going to die, Skolg.
The blight from this land.
Now, this campaign is also very much a test. We are quite a ways away from version 4 being released. We're still getting reports from the beta testers, and then me playing this is also intended as a test to really get a hands-on feel with the High Elves and see what's good and what's not, what can be improved. So there will be times where things will be a bit off and I'll think, oh, that needs to change, and then it just will be. So rest assured. Look, he's over there, so Elrond, you go there. You guys, you go there. You guys go over there. Don't fire yet until everyone's in position. Scouts, run you over there. Also don't fire yet. And then ground forces, I should have moved you around because I am actually going to use you. Come and stand over here. Right, everyone into position, please. Excellent. Keep going. We're not all there yet. Not everyone can actually shoot them yet. You're too far away. Can you shoot? Yeah. Right, but we don't want them coming and hitting our archers, so pull our melee forces into position. And they can't all shoot. Are you out of range? Yes, you are. Right, there we are. End this. Let's see what he does. The nice new banner of Moria flying in the breeze. The simple representation of the 3 peaks. There were 77 bodyguards. As the arrows fly in, 7, 10 go down in the first volley. They're targeting the scouts. More fall, more fall. Oh, you're not on fire at will, are you? So do fire at will, actually, as well. Ground forces, move slightly closer. Time 6 it. Come on. Bring these buggers down.
Only
Oh.
the enemy force remains.
A unit just died to our own archers. Cursed inaccuracy. Sending them on a merry goose chase at the moment. What are they doing? Where are they going? Cease fire. Turn. Face. Oh, it's delightful. The last few orcs. Oh, pitch battle there. A good block. But a couple of swings. He's taking a few bucks and bows. The elves are really ramping up the pressure now. He must have 5 or 6 cuts already. he's really struggling. This is stun locked, if you're wondering what I meant by stun locked. You see how he can't actually fight back because he's focusing too much on dying? That's stun locked. And he's gone. The general is displaying a stun locked feature imperfectly. So by removing the stun lock, if this guy had relentless, all of these people would be attacking him and he'd still be hitting one of them anyway. It allows them to just ignore the attacks. So they do still take damage, they can die, but they just don't have this stupid stun lock feature.
The enemy general lies dead.
Now he lost a man, and
This
that's
is
a
a
real...
clear victory.
That's a black mark on otherwise great victory. Everyone's happy. Look at them celebrating. 3! No! Who else died? 1 Swordmaster and 1 Warden. Oh, but the Swordmaster and the Scout both healed. So we only actually lost 1 Warden in all of that. A damned good show. And Brunost is also ours. So the Moria are now down to Amnon Enorod, Austin Ethel, Western Moria, and Goblin Town. That's 4 provinces, isn't it? Yeah. Now, of course, Western Moria will pump out units for them like nobody's business. Goblin Town will do the same. Amnon Enorod may not... I think it does still provide them a solid number of troops, but not as many. And Austin Ethel is too far away, really, to trouble us at the moment. Oh, I should have killed them. That was a silly mistake. Ah, Brunost has our culture. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Friedland like us a bit more, and the Northern Dunedain like us a bit more. Damn right you bloody do. Here we are, saving your bacon.
I cannot do that.
We've reached Moria, and there it is. Ilkran and High Chieftain Uglak with a massive trash army yet again. But we now make money because we've killed off most of our forces, so...
Sire.
I don't actually really want that army to stay in Brunost. Even 12 units when you're playing as the Elves is a loss, though, isn't it? We're not going to hold Brunost. That's why I'm now thinking that was probably folly. I don't want to destroy the things, though, because we will be back. But then would we rather have 250? I mean, how much does that give? 40. So we need to hold the region. We'd need to hold it for, what, 6, 7 turns in order to pay off the price of just simply destroying it. The butchery we need to hold for 11 turns. We're not going to hold it for any of those, so I am going to destroy that. And I am going to destroy that. I would like to hold Zagkala, though. So if we pull back over there...
Over here,
just don't want Elrond to get trapped in that town.
Follow me.
And there's
Ruin these
Basradil.
trees no longer.
Starts as a village
for the
with a
elves.
huge population.
Destroy it!
Christ
Have
alive.
your weapons ready, elves.
You've got reinforcements coming, haven't
Elves.
you? Yeah.
Swiftly.
We'll probably leave Círdan in there because he's very expensive. And we can't really move this team. Oh, I tell you what, that just reminded me. Elrond, you have an ability, which is special ability, the power of the Eldar. You only get 1 charge, it lasts for 60 seconds, and it gives a temporary fatigue reduction, a 150% army combat effectiveness boost, and locks our army's morale at whatever it is. So, the army combat effectiveness boost is quite good. It's better used at the end of the battle, though, because it reduces fatigue. So, there we are. That is going to end the first episode. So I do hope you've enjoyed our first jaunt with the High Elves, and I welcome your feedback and points on, of course, the now merged High Elven nation, and see what you think. Check out the link in the description below to Gamesplanet to see if you can get yourself a cheaper game than you would on Steam. And remember, the keys on Gamesplanet come from the developers themselves, so it is entirely legal. You're not funding the illegality or piracy business. So do check that out. But otherwise, until we speak again, dear friends, Navar Naden Pedamad Melunin, and farewell.